Hello, my name is Devjyoti Bose. I am a professor at Watson University in Hyderabad. I work on clean energy and I work on production of clean energy using microbes. So this paper which I have shared today actually discusses using soil microbes to sort of clean or remove the contamination from the soil and in the process produce electricity from it. Now this can be done using something we call a microbial fuel cell or an MFC. Right, so microbial fuel cells have been something of interest for the last 20 years or so, and in the last 10 years really we have accelerated on these systems. What we do is we use essentially an anode and a cathode, and between that you have your sort of contaminated sample, in our case a contaminated soil sample which has high levels of certain contamination present in it. Right, so now what happens is in soil you have a lot of bacteria like geobacter and Shivanaga. What they do is they degrade the waste naturally and produce electrons. Now, these electrons are produced in such a manner that in nature we can't quite harness them. But when you put it in an MFC or a microbial fuel cell, what happens is they degrade the organic matter, so your waste content is going down, and at the same time you're producing bioelectricity from it. So this is a process where you're getting essentially watts from waste, right? So you're converting your waste into watts. So it's a dual benefit system. So bacteria, as part of their natural metabolism, are reducing the waste while at the same time giving us some useful electrical output. But this output, as of now, is between 1 to 2 watts, something like that we can produce. But you can stabilize it using batteries and a combination of electrical circuits and so on, equipments, and we can definitely sort of use it to power small electronics and even charge our cell phones. Right, so this is sort of a renewable energy recovery mechanism that you have. And the way the bacteria do it is actually very similar to how we get energy. We consume food, we sort of release electrons from the materials, they go through the process, and then when we're done with them, we release them to oxygen. So one side, the anode, is completely submerged in the waste, where the bacteria biofilm grows and it sort of takes the electrons from the bacteria, right? And the cathode has one side on the waste and the other side to the open air, to the oxygen outside. And that is where the electron completes its thermodynamically feasible reaction and you get the electron getting reduced at the oxygen. So you can create these kind of systems where whether in sediments, you can create them even in water, right? In our study we did it in sediments in the Himalayan region of India, right? And we got a good amount of power output, and at the same time, once the process was completed, we found that you have significant degradation of the contamination that was present in the soil. So oftentimes you would end up in places where the soil is contaminated, the water is contaminated. So you can have these kind of circuits or remote systems which can actually take care of these kind of waste, and you can have essentially renewable energy recovery. You reduce the waste by producing electricity from it, and sort of the chief behind all of this is the bacteria. And we have the systems which can do the work. Science has shown that at present the power is low, but we can produce novel materials which will be produced in the next 10 years or so, where the power output will be even higher than what it is today. So that's the overview of microbial fuel cell, or in particular sediment microbial fuel cell, where bacteria in the sediment produces electrical output from the waste present in them. So this is a renewable energy mechanism and it uses bacteria. Thank you.